Hello, welcome to our story time for Monday. We are going to be starting Fluff the Farting Fish. We're going to read half of it today and half of it tomorrow, okay? Let's get started. Elvie wanted a puppy. She said to her mum, "I want a puppy." Mum said, "Yes." "What, really, a puppy?" And she said yes. How brilliant is that? The next day, Mum went out to get the puppy. "What, really, a puppy? How brilliant is that?" And she came back with the puppy. "What, really? A puppy?" Well, actually, no. She came back with a fish. A fish. "But Mum," said Elvie, "I don't want a fish. I want a puppy." "Never mind," said Mum. "You'll soon get used to it." So Elvie put the fish in her room. She called it Fluff, just in case it started to get fluffy and turned into a puppy. And then she started to get Fluff to do puppy things. She dropped little sticks into Fluff's tank and shouted, "Fetch!" Sometimes Fluffy would go and get the stick, especially if the stick was made of fish food. Elvie waved her fingers around in the air above the water and shouted, "Jump!" And sometimes Fluff would leap up and try to grab her fingers, especially if there were bits of fish food on her fingers. She frowned, wagged her finger and shouted, "Sit!" Fluff didn't ever sit. Fluff wasn't good at sitting at all. Fish don't really have bottoms to sit on, do they? Then Elvie had a brilliant idea. She saw someone on the TV who had a dog that barked at numbers, and it barked the right number of times. So Elvie held up the numbers at the side of Fluff's tanks and shouted, "Bark!" See there, she wants him to bark twice. She didn't mind ever so much if Fluff didn't actually go woof, but she did rather hope that maybe Fluff would blow a bubble at least. But no, nothing. But Elvie didn't give up. Oh no. Every day she stood by the tank and shouted, "Bark!" But not even a bubble. Until one day something amazing happened. Instead of a bubble coming out of Fluff's mouth, a bubble came out of... Where do you think the bubble's going to come out? A bubble came out of Fluff's bum. Yes, Fluff farted, and a little bubble floated up to the surface of the water. What, really? Elvie tried again. Bark! And do you know what? Fluff blew another bubble. Elvie shouted, "Bark, bark!" And then he farted twice. Elvie jumped up and down in excitement, and she rewarded Fluff with her favourite fish food. Then Elvie tried something else. She held up the number 3. "Look, Fluff," she shouted, "3!" And yes, the incredible thing happened. Fluff farted 3 times. 3 little bubbles floated up to the surface. Oh, amazing. So now every day was another exciting day with Fluff. Every day, Elvie taught Fluff another trick with bubbles. Fluff was farting twice, 3 times, 4 times. Amazing. Do you know something? Fluff even started to do sums. 2 plus 2, shouted Elvie. And sure enough, Fluff answered with how many bubbles? 4 bubbles. Incredible, amazing, wonderful. Then Elvie had another thought. What if Fluff could make the bubbles sound different? Low ones and high ones, just like when she sang in school. So Elvie started singing training. Elvie would sing a note and say, "Fluff, go!" And it wasn't long before Elvie could hear that Fluff's bubbles were the notes that Elvie sang. She sang low, and Fluff made a low bubble sound. She sang high, and Fluff made a high bubble sound. You know what that meant, didn't you? It wasn't long before Fluff could fart whole tunes, whole songs. We're going to stop there for today. I want you to think about what tunes do you think Elvie is going to teach Fluff to fart?